Welcome back, everyone, to the Los Angeles Angels franchise. We're here at the trade deadline. Remember the last time that I left you guys off on this? It's been about 3 weeks since the last Angels episode. So I appreciate you all hanging in there with me. And for those of you that are coming back to this video, you guys are the real fans of this channel and a real fan of this series. Appreciate you leaving a like here on this video to help it boost itself up in the algorithm. So here we are at the trade deadline. Braxton Garrett, Merrill Kelly, guys that are pitchers. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I need a little extra juice in the pitching department. I think our offense is fine. I don't really see a whole lot there that we could possibly add to really better the team in sacrifice of the young guys getting playing time. So pitching, probably the area that I think that we could possibly move one of these starters over to the bullpen. So I present to the Marlins this offer here. Sam Bachman, Joe Adell, and Sonny DeCharia. I think that's a good little package for Braxton Garrett. Depending on how you look at that trade offer, Joe Adell's been playing pretty decent in real life, so maybe that's a little too much for a guy like Braxton Garrett. But in this sim, seems like a good deal. Seems like about the right amount of pieces that you'd go trade to get a guy like Braxton Garrett, especially if he's going to help you extend this pitching staff out a little bit. Now, I believe I showed you this at the end of the last video, but I'm really excited about this draft class. You got J.J. Rolls, who's a B potential player. He's got a little work to do. Ray Rivera probably could get a potential increase there eventually. Maybe Cardenas would do the same thing as well. And then Chad Hernandez is a late round pick. He's a late round flyer guy that's really got a lot to work on. But Paniagua, our round 1 pick, seems like he's going to be a pretty darn good outfielder. So I'm pretty stoked about Season 2's draft class. Now let's get into this game here. Braxton Garrett, his debut for the LA Angels. Now let's see how he's going to fare here against these Colorado Rockies here. We are top of the third. We got a ground ball double play opportunity, and they will twist it and turn it. Still, the shutout is intact. Let's go ahead and get out here to the next batter. That's Heath Cavanaugh, the shortstop that was drafted number 1 overall by the Rockies in last season's draft. That's a ground ball to first baseman. That's Spencer Horwitz. He'll take it to the bag for out number 3. Let's head on over here to the top of the 4th inning. Deep drive to right field, and Nico Hulsizer. Look at that catch. Beautiful grab out there by the Rule 5 draft pick. I didn't think that he had that in him. But 100% route efficiency and ran over 17 miles an hour. He's pretty quick for a big guy. Brendan Rodgers, deep drive out to left field. That ball is gone. Solo shots. Number 18 on the season for Brendan Rodgers. It got out pretty quickly, 105. Zach Fien's going to take that off-speed pitch, low and away. Just a beautiful, beautiful pitch. Hoppy will tie the game with a solo shot. Top of the 5th, we will get a strikeout to end the 5th. And then the Angels will pour it on. We score 6 runs in the next inning. So it is 7-1. Rodgers, the ground ball. Ward over to second, back over to first. Double play ball. And Braxton Garrett is done for the day. Angels will hold on to a victory here. Nice little debut victory for Mr. Braxton Garrett. I think he was pretty solid. He wasn't dominant, but he was pretty solid. No walks, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts. That's pretty solid. Normally, I kind of classify, like, if you're dominant, like you're getting 6+ Ks in the outing with that same stat line. So pretty good showing for the Angels offense and a darn good job by the pitching staff. Now, in August, we'll go ahead and simulate all the way through this month. And up until this Cubs series, we are 65-66. We are 1 game underneath 500. And that is not a good place to be because we're 7 games back in the AL West, 5 games back in the wild card. It's not insurmountable. Like, we still have a chance here. We got an entire month left to go. But as you guys see, in the month of September, we start playing 500 ball again. We just can't seem to break over the 500 mark. So 1 game underneath 500, and our season comes to pretty much an end. We're 80-81. We got 1 game left. And you guys notice this here? The Athletics have 42 wins and 119 losses. So this game right here has a lot riding on it, doesn't it? As far as baseball history is concerned. As a Detroit Tigers fan myself, back in 2003, Tigers lost 119 games. They were on the verge of losing 120, which would have put them as one of the, if not the, worst statistical team of all time. Well, the A's are about to do that if we beat them. We got to beat them here. So top of the third, we're facing off against J.P. Sears. 2 runners on. Taylor Ward, base hit. That's a 2 RBI single. 2 runs are going to score there. Angels staking out to the early lead here. Mike Trout, same inning. Deep drive. Right fielder cannot make the catch. It's going to be over his head all the way to the wall. They continue to make crucial mistakes out there on defense. That's an RBI double. Mike Trout standing at second base after that beautiful swing at the Oakland Coliseum. Ryan Noda here against Patrick Sandoval. We haven't seen a lot of Sandoval highlights. He's been fairly effective today until he gave up that solo shot. It is now 3-1. Oakland down by 2. Ryan Noda has been a star for this struggling A's unit, hitting 23 home runs. Sean Fuentes, stolen base. Gotta like that. So the rookie didn't really get a good jump, but almost 20 miles an hour and the sprint speed. I like to see that. Base hit here for Nico Hulsizer. That will score Sean Fuentes. That is a much-needed run heading into the bottom of the ninth. It is 4-1 Angels. We have a chance to go 500. That's kind of the big thing for me here. I don't want to make the playoffs as a surprise team last year and then go below 500, ending season 2 as a losing baseball club in 2025. So let's get this thing done, right? We got a chance here. We got one more out to get until we can go 500, and we have officially made the Oakland A's one of the worst teams in MLB history. But Tyler Soderstrom's got something to say about it, and so does Deshaun Knowles. What a catch at the wall. Bangs into it, able to hold on, and it's official. The Angels finish 2025 a 500 ball club. I'd say that that's an accomplishment. After the way that the season was, I think that that was an accomplishment. We got on a very, very cold streak, but unfortunately for the A's, they will go down in history as arguably one of the worst teams ever with 120 losses. That ties, actually, the New York Mets of 1962, but the A's with 42 wins, they have more wins than the Mets do. So however you want to slice and dice it, they had 2 less games played. The Mets did. A's had more games played, depending on winning percentage and all that. You could make some arguments there, but man, just look at the stats. Offense was bad for the A's. It was just not a good year. So we got some awards here, and Soto, kind of no surprise there, put up some really darn good numbers. So did Matt Olson with almost 60 home runs. Diaz, Duran, usual suspects there for reliever of the year. Rookie of the year, J.J. Tremble in the NL, plus Anthony Reagan, 2 of our custom prospects here in our franchise series. Look at this dude, man. We're going to have to deal with him eventually. I think if we get to the World Series eventually, I think we're going to have to see J.J. Tremble or Anthony Reagan, 2 of the best and brightest star rookies in the National League. We didn't really get much AL representation. A lot of that was all the Orioles, which is kind of disappointing because our own rookie here, Sean Fuentes, was a leading candidate in AL Rookie of the Year here for quite some time during the regular season. So once the first half of the regular season, I should say. Second half kind of faded a little bit, and maybe that's kind of why he wasn't even mentioned on the list. He didn't have that bad of a season, though. I think his batting average was, I think that's at 282. But Sung-Jae Chen, I love seeing this. He's up to a 72 overall player at 23 years old. He's going to turn into a fine ball player for us. I really believe that. I think it was a good trade for us to get rid of Aaron Hicks. Now, taking a look at the pitching here, Braxton Garrett, we're 11-7 on the season. Most of our pitchers, most of our starters actually threw pretty good. Some guys had a little bit high of a whip, which not too impressed with there. Zach Thompson, I was hoping that he as a reliever would have been a lot more effective. 4.06 ERA with a 1.4 whip. Not too impressive. Kind of hoping for better things next year. Had some nice progression, though, across the way. Jose Suarez. He's still 27. Like, he's still a viable player for us. Garrett, though, had a little regression. So did Herget. Silseth improving a little bit. Got some regression in some areas, but again, not anything that I'm too worried about. So we'll see how it all plays out, what the overalls really shake out to be in the offseason, and who's available. I think I want to address starting pitching in the offseason of next year. World Series. The Rays will take down the Braves to win their first ever World Series championship. Congratulations to those guys. They've been there 3 times now. Only won it once. They played the Dodgers and the Phillies back in 2008 and could not pull away with it. So pretty cool that they're able to finally pull it off here in simulation. And unfortunate for the Braves. They continue to have a stacked team that they could not find a way to beat those pesky Tampa Bay Rays. Now for the offseason, we got a couple things to decide. Not going to show that all to you in this video, but the next video will be a full offseason recap vid. We've got Luis Rengifo up on the board. What do we want to do with him? Soroka and Loaisiga. I'm not real sure. Soroka in the game seems like he's progressing. He's got 78 overall. He's 28 years old. Got good size to him, good potential, but he did not have a great year. Statistically, he did not have a good year. But it was very limited sample size. So we might bring him back. I don't know. Loaisiga being 31, seeing some regression, might be a guy that was really only good for a 1-year rental type of player. Kind of a get-me-over pitcher. You know what I mean? In the bullpen. So maybe we might address his spot in free agency. We'll have to see who's available and how that goes. Now, guys, remember that if I want these players to come back, I have to do a wheel spin to determine if they want to come back too. If they decide that they don't want to come back, then, well, they're gone. So I want to capture that realism. I want to capture that player choice. Because no matter what in the game, you can offer them here's their terms, here's what they want, and that they'll come back to you, right? They'll re-sign. And I don't really want to do that. Some players, regardless of the money, regardless of the coaching staff, regardless of all those things, they don't even want to talk to you. So, but in the show, they always want to talk to you, no matter what. So I want to capture that dynamic and that tug of war that happens in negotiation. If I want Rengifo back, if I want Soroka or Loaisiga back, they're going to be put on a wheel spin to determine if they want to come back or if they don't. It's a yes or no, simple put, wheel spin. We'll figure out how that's all going to shake out and who is available in free agency, maybe a couple trades that we might be able to swing and really improve this team and get back to the postseason. So guys, that's it for the video. Leave a like if you like this thing. Again, thank you for hanging in there with me. Just need a little mental health break there for a little bit. Appreciate you all support and coming out here and supporting this franchise series. So guys, I'll see you in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.